over a chair for me? What? Could you pull over that chair?
You want to sit down?
وقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن المجيد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الذين قالوا ربنا الله ثم استقاموا تتنزل عليهم الملائكة ألا تخافوا ولا تحزنوا وأبشروا بالجنة التي كنتم توعدون نحن أولياؤكم في الحياة الدنيا وفي الآخرة ولكم فيها ما تحكمون ولكم فيها ما تدعون. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا كان المؤمن انقطاعا من الدنيا وإقبالا للآخرة نزل إليه الملائكة من السماء بيض الوجوه كأن وجوههم من الشمس معهم أكفان من أكفان الجنة وحنوط من حنوط الجنة. Alhamdulillah, in these juz that we're reading, 24th, 25th, and even the 26th, the conversation of maut and the conversation of the hereafter comes a lot. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes to an individual what will be the depiction of his life after he passes away. What he will see, what he will feel, what is expected of him on that day or on that day he passes away. So for many people, the idea of death is a scary thing. In today's society or today's ideology, the most feared and revered thing is death itself. That anyone who considers himself himself powerful, anyone who considers himself a person of high esteem, then even he himself reveres death, and he says to people that I'm scared the day that I pass away. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala depicts death for a believer, a person of iman, a person with iman in his heart, a person of faith, to be a beautiful thing. And he describes it in a beautiful manner. He says, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا رَبُّنَا اللَّهِ, that indeed the ones that their whole lives they've been saying that Allah is our Lord, meaning that I am a Muslim, I am a mu'min, I practice, Islam is my religion, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is my prophet. And these individuals, not only do they say these things, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا رَبُّنَا اللَّهِ ثُمَّ اسْتَقَامُوا, they also do the actions as well. They have consistency in those actions. They don't miss their salah, they don't skip, or they don't belittle the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. So they say and they do. He says, تَتَنَزَّلُ عَلَيْهِمُ الْمَلَائِكَةِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then describes to us what that person will go through when he passes away. And the example that is given to the hadith that was recited is like the example of a person at the airport. You see, when an individual is departing from the place, when he's departing from the area, all the family members are there to say farewell to him, to say bye to him. And it doesn't happen as much over here, but it happens overseas a lot. Like in Pakistan or in Bangladesh, where you're leaving back to America, everyone's crying. Everyone's saying goodbye, they're gonna miss you, and there's tears in their eyes. And there's this gloomy feeling, this feeling of sadness is present in that airport when a person is departing. But what happens when a person arrives in those countries? When we went to Pakistan recently, this last year, we walked out of the airport and there was thousands of people that were there and they didn't even know us. They didn't even know who we were. I'm not even Pakistani myself, but they were there to greet me. So you go back and the whole khandan comes to meet you. The whole village comes to meet you. And there's a feeling of happiness, a feeling of comfort that so many people came to meet me. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes this to be just like that person who's passing away and he's going into the next life. When he's passing away, all the family members are sitting around that bed and they're crying. Oh, we're gonna miss you. Oh, you spent so much good times with you. They're crying, farewell, and the person is laying down, he's on his deathbed, and there's this gloomy feeling. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes is the moment that person goes to the akhirah, the moment the person transitions to the next life, there are thousands of angels ready to meet him. تَتَنَزَّلُ عَلَيْهِمُ الْمَلَائِكَةِ. Angels are rushing to meet this individual. When the Sahabas would pass away, there are certain stories of certain Sahabis who, when they passed away, or when they got struck in the battle, and they were killed, when they were shaheed, they would yell, فُزْتُ وَرَبِّ الْكَعْبَةِ. They would yell, by the Lord of the Kaaba and successful. Now the mushrikun around them were confused. They were like, this man he just got defeated in a one-on-one hand-to combat. He just got defeated in the battlefield. There's a sword in his gut. There's an arrow in his back. How is he saying he's successful? How is this individual successful? He just got defeated. And the Sahabi would say, this person considers himself successful because there are angels rushing to meet him. There are angels coming down. And when this person passes away, at that moment, between the transition of life and death, he sees these angels. He sees them. And he sees these angels coming at him. And when he sees these angels, these beautiful angels, he can't hold himself back, and he screams, "Fuztu wa Rabbil Kaaba, I'm successful. Look who's greeting me. Look who's meeting me. Look who's taking me." And these angels come. And the hadith says, نزل إليه الملائكة من السماء. The angels come. بيض الوجه. Their faces are very white, very radiant. كأن وجوههم الشمس. Like their faces are the sun itself. معهم أكفان من أكفان الجنة. With them are perfumes and fragrances from Jannah. وحنوط من حنوط الجنة. With them is clothes from the clothes of Jannah. So ready to clothe this individual, ready to take his soul and to bless him with the fragrances of Jannah. And muhaddithun and mufassirun say that the soul coming out of a mu'min's body is so easy, it's so comfortable, it's like the water leaving the bottle. The water leaving the jug. If you take a jug of water and you spill it, how easy the water spills out, that's how the soul will come out of that person's body. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and as it's the natural disposition of a human to be worried about his family. So if I, for example, me at a young age, if I were to pass away, tomorrow or the day after, I'm going to be worried before I pass away about my family. What about my mother? What about my father? What about my siblings? What about my future? What about, my family members? Who's going to take care of them? What if they miss me? People have this belief. People have these ideas when they're passing away. And it's natural. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He comforts the believer and He tells him, تتنزل عليهم الملائكة ألا تخافوا ولا تحزنوا وأبشروا بالجنة. The angels, when they're coming down, they will tell this individual, do not grieve, do not be sad. Your family will be taken care of. نحن أولياؤكم في الحياة الدنيا وفي الآخرة. That we were your friends in this world. We took care of you. We protected you in this world. Don't worry, we will also protect your family as well. We will also take care of your family. So don't worry about them. And this person will feel relieved. And he will meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with a happy and content face, a content heart. So I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us all tawfiq to have the most blessed of endings and to have the most blessed of lives. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us with the sight of angels when we pass away. To bless us with the presence of angels in our lives as well. And ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the tawfiq and the ability to benefit from these nights as much as we can, to benefit from these blessed nights. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.